Good morning everyone. This is Meeta Kataria welcoming you all back to the SVV channel, class 7 geography chapter 3, that is Earth Changing Earth part 3. Now in the last two parts we have discussed about the endogenic forces like volcano and earthquake which are causing the changes on the surface of the earth. And this part 3 we will be talking about the exogenic forces. That means the forces which are acting on outside of the earth, on the surface of the earth, and create different landforms. Okay, so let us see that. Now we will see that how different landforms are formed. Now the landform, that is the surface of the land, is continuously worn. That means changes by two processes, that are weathering and erosion. What is weathering? Weathering is breaking up of the rocks on the earth's surface. We all have studied in the last chapter that the surface of the earth is made up of the rocks. Now due to the weather conditions like rainfall, wind, all these things, they break the rocks into smaller pieces. They keep on breaking them. So that is called as the weathering. And what is erosion? Erosion is when different agents like water, wind or ice, they erode the surface of the land. That means they carry away the weathered rocks which have made the rocks into the smaller particles. This water, wind or ice, they carry away this material, they transport this material and deposit them at certain place, that is called as the erosion. So this way the process of erosion and deposition, that means carrying away the materials and then depositing them at some places, it form the different landforms. Okay. Now how these landforms are formed? One of the major agent of this creating the landforms or the erosion is water. So you will see that how the different forms of or different water bodies, how do they erode, what they deposit and what kind of landforms are formed through that. Okay. First we will see about the work of river. In the last chapter also we have discussed about the sedimentary rocks, if you remember. In that we have seen that the running water erodes the landscape. When the river, it comes down from the very steep slope, okay, at an angle from the mountains and down in the valleys, it forms the waterfall also. Okay, so it forms the waterfall. You can see here in the picture that there are the hard rocks, then there are the softer rocks. When the river is flowing and they get a steep slope at kind of the right angle and the water falls down with a huge force, okay, in the straight manner, that is called as the waterfall. There are thousands of small and big waterfalls in the world. The highest waterfall is Angel Falls in Venezuela and South America. Okay. The another waterfall, that is very big waterfall, and the famous one is Niagara Fall, that is located between the borders of Canada and USA, North America. You can see here the pictures of Niagara Falls. Okay. Now what happens due to this? The rocks that are below the waterfall, continuously on them the water is flowing, and this is how it forms. You can see the cavity in that. Okay, it is forming the cavity on the land surface where the water is landing as it is falling with a great force. What happens after the river enters into the plain? This was about the when the river is flowing from up to down, but when it reaches into the valley or reaches into the plains, what happens? It twists and turns. You can see here, okay, in this, it twists and turns. You would have seen, even if when you are making the drawings in your notebook of the river, you are making the water twisted and turned, like it forms the S shape. Okay, the shape of the continuous S. So this is large bends. Okay, where this river is bending, they are called as the meander. You can see here where the river is bending, that is called as the meander. So the river forms the meander. Now again, due to continuous erosion and deposition on the sides of the meanders, the end of the meander loops come closer. Okay, when this river is flowing in the twisted forms and it continuously deposits some material that it has brought from the mountains, from the higher rocks and others, so it deposits, because in the plains the speed of the river lowers, it slows down and heavy materials get deposited, and then sometimes this meander gets cut off from the main river and it forms the Oxbow Lake. Okay, you can see here it is the Oxbow Lake. Here it is the Oxbow Lake, which is formed from the cut off of a meander when the river was continuously flowing in this S shape. Okay, then as it floods, when during the time of the rainy season, or the when the rivers which are found in the ice form, and during the summer season they melt, so they bring a lot of water, river starts overflowing, okay, and floods in the neighboring areas. When this flood is over, it deposits a lot of soil and other materials which are called as the sediments on the banks of river, and these banks are raised. उनकी height ज़्यादा हो जाती है, it becomes higher when it deposits the a lot of material during the flooding time. So this way these plains are having a good amount of fertile soil. Okay, so they are called as the flood plains. You can see here, okay, on the top it is forming the flood plains where the river has deposited the soil and other sediments, and on the sides the raised banks of the river. Raised banks means due to the more deposition, the on the sides the land area is rising up. Okay, when it is depositing more material during the time of the floods, so it is called as levees. These raised banks, you can see they are more in the height as compared to the center from where the river is flowing. So it is called as the levees. Okay, and then later on we all know that from after flowing continuously, the river reaches to the sea and the speed decreases. When it reaches near the sea, you can see here, when it reaches near the sea, it starts breaking up into the number of streams which are called as the distributaries. Okay, from one main river many other parts are happening, and this is called as the distributaries. Okay, these each distributary then individually merge with the sea and carry a lot of loads along with them. Okay, the things that they have brought from the plains. Okay, and this way they are forming their own mouth. What is the mouth of the river? It is the opening from where the river is merging with the sea or ocean. That is called the mouth of the river. Okay, and it forms the delta. Okay, what is delta? A triangular shape that is formed when the river is merging with the ocean or the sea. That is called as the delta. One of the largest delta of India is Sundarban Delta, when it is formed when Ganga Brahmaputra rivers, they merge with the Bay of Bengal. So the Sundarban Delta is formed, which is one of the largest delta of the world. Okay, so this way the running of the river from the mountain till it merges with the sea it forms different landforms. Floodplains, levees, then different, it is forming the delta. So this way, the river helps the erosion due to the water of the river is forming different kinds of the landforms. We find the water in the ocean also. So let us see that how the sea waves are working. Okay, you would have seen the sea waves. They rise up and then they strike on the shore, strike on the beach, and then they again go back. So this way they are also bringing some material along with them and leaving it and then going back also. So this is forming the different types of landforms in the coastal areas. Okay, many of the coastal areas are having the big rocks. You can see here, many of the coastal areas are having big rocks. So when this sea waves, they continuously strike at these rocks. They collide with these rocks. They develop cracks into them. Okay, as the water is continuously striking from 100 years, thousands of the years, so it develops cracks in them. Over the time, these cracks, as I have already said, that the rocks get weathered due to the water. So these cracks, they become larger and the caves are formed. Okay, this forms the hollows inside the rocks and this way the caves are formed. Even then, these huge waves, they keep on striking inside the caves also, and finally the rock is completely broken from inside. So now we do not have the cave, but we have kind of a gate that is called as the arcs. Okay, they are called as the sea arcs, which have a huge roof. Again, you can see the sea waves, they keep on striking on them, and the complete portion of that is above the arc, that is roof, gets completely weathered and it is broken. Now the roof is not there. Only a big rock is remaining, and that is called as the stack. You can see here in the picture, that is called as the stack. This stack, continuously the water is colliding and keep on breaking this rock, and these stacks, they become gradually the smaller and smaller in the height, and then sometimes they completely merge inside the ocean also. So they are forming the sea cliffs also. Okay, so this way they are forming different types of the rocks. You would have sometimes observed. Okay, they are forming different types of the rocks, and these rocks on the shore of the ocean are formed due to the striking of the sea waves. Beaches, we all are fond of beaches. These beaches are also formed when these sea waves are bringing these weathered rocks on the shore and leaving them. These weathered rocks are sometimes are found in different beaches in form of the stones, pebbles, very small gravels, and then at some places they are found in the form of the sand also. It depends upon the time period how the water has weathered those rocks, how much smaller particles of that rocks are made. Okay, so that was the work of the sea waves. Now we will go with the work of ice. Ice was what? That is the solid form of water, and we find this ice in great amount in the glaciers in the mountains. Okay, they are also known as the rivers of the ice. So they erode the landscape also because of heavy weight of them on the ice. The rocks, they keeps on moving down and down, and when this ice is accumulated over that hollow parts, and in summer this ice melts and it forms the beautiful lakes in the mountains. The material that is carried by these glaciers, such as rocks, big and small, sand, silt, all get deposited in this lakes, and these deposits are called as the glacial moraines. Okay, these deposits that the glaciers are bringing, they are called as the glacial moraines. Now we will discuss about that we all have discussed about the work of water and ice. Now you will see how the wind is affecting the landforms on the surface of the earth. Okay, most of the effect of the wind on the surface of the earth is found in the desert areas. Okay, in deserts you will find some of the mountains or hills of the sand. These hills of the sands are formed due to the wind. When the wind is blowing, it carries a lot of sand along with it when its speed is more. When the speed of the wind declines, it deposits the wind at that particular place, and it is forming the shape of the hills, which are also called as the sand dunes. Okay. Another form of the landform that is found in the desert areas are mushroom rocks. What are these mushroom rocks? Many deserts are having the big rocks also. Okay, and when the wind is blowing, it continuously erode the lower part of the rock from all the sides. Wind is blowing, sometimes it will be blowing from eastern side, sometimes it will be blowing from western sides. So continuously it keeps on eroding those rocks from the lower side as the wind is not blowing much higher over there. So the lower part of the rocks is eroded and it takes the shape of the mushroom. You all would have seen the mushroom. It is narrow at the top and it is having a umbrella like shape over the top. So this way these kind of the rocks are formed in the desert areas. It takes a lot of time. These rocks are not formed over few years, but it takes hundreds and thousands of the years for this kind of erosion and the formation of the mushroom rocks. Okay, when this wind carries the sand and deposit in large areas, these large areas are called as the loess, and these large deposits of the loess, that means great deposit of the sands, they are found in China. Okay, so here we end our chapter. Goodbye everyone, stay home, stay safe.